gonna try a little bit of a different method of sharpening blades today, and I'm not going with the traditional grinding, or basically I have been using a file now for a while and it works, but of course it's a lot of extra work, especially when you have multiple sets of blades to do. So I picked up a flap disc, and I've been seriously looking for this little tool right here for a very long time. I talked about this last year on my channel too, is that I lose stuff all the time, and it could be sitting right in front of me no matter what. I'm looking straight at it, can't find it. And so usually my wife is the one that finds all these things, but she couldn't find this either. So I was looking through my cabinet and I was like, man, where'd this go? And I found this handle, and lo and behold, they were smart and put the little tool in here so you wouldn't forget where it was. Or would you? So that's definitely my fail of the day, but now that I found it, I can actually switch out these things and try one of these flap discs. So that's what we're gonna do today, sharpen some blades and try this out as another method compared to using a file, and see how that works out. Other news, these dogs are lucky they don't live in Florida because they don't like this heat. I have a feeling that Knorr character is going to be watching this video, and I need to make sure I'm wearing my proper PPE. You know, following all of his rules like that safety Sally that he is. So there you have it, people. Proper PPE, long pants, shoes, long sleeve shirt, gloves, goggles, respirator. A spark plug wire coming out. Got that little tip there from Connor to use this thing instead of the old school way, you know. Works a little bit better actually. So let's take a look at these blades, see what they look like. Not too bad since I last sharpened them, but we'll go over them with the flap disc here and see how that works out. Basically the first thing that I like to do here is just kind of scrape off any excess grass that's on here. Just make sure any of the little buildup on there just kind of comes off. You don't have to go crazy on it. I could also use a brush on here and get this off a little bit better, but it's not too bad. So if you notice this mess of a shed back here, I'm very, very close to actually being able to finish the organization, and I know I've said that probably 3 or 4 times now that I'm almost done with it, but in reality, this little section over here where my workbench is going to be essential for doing little things like this, but it's very close to being done. We're doing some work over there. Then we're going to put in a little cabinet that I need to refinish, and I'll show you all that when it's done here in probably a week or 2, maybe, hopefully. For now, we're going to use this side of the ramp here as just kind of a place to keep that steady, and I can hold it down here, and we can follow along with the angle of the blade pretty easily right there. So that's what I'm going to do, punting a little bit on this today since I don't have a workbench in place yet. Seriously works like a dream. It's awesome. Alright. Oh, that is warm, warm. Alright, now we get to listen to a mower over there and also try to talk to you. So, right here, I'm just gonna see how these balance. Let it settle here a bit. Pretty good. To be honest with you, I don't really know how accurate this method is. Most of the time it seems like it's pretty close and it just works. But let's try the other one. It's pretty much the same, so put them back on the mower, see how it feels. Alright, I also cleaned the deck when I was under here, which I usually do. And make sure these are on with the blade pointing down. Easy mistake to make, actually. Some people ask, what does this other one do? Why is there dual blades here? So this is really a mulching mower. It's kind of designed to be that. And so this one comes around and cuts, and then this, as things are spinning around, is cutting all those clippings again. Just kind of helps with the mulching. Pretty good system, actually. Here's a little piece that I pulled out of there. Not every single one is cut cleanly. It's pretty common with rotary, but that's a pretty good clean cut for just being sharpened, and just a little $379 mower. Nothing special here. So I'm pretty happy overall with that. First ever try on that method. I'd say I like it. It feels like it works pretty well and really not too hard to do. So it's still pretty easy to keep the same angle, and I'll get a little bit better with time, with practice too. But most of the time I just felt like with the grinder, I used to try that method and I just felt like it was taking off a bunch of metal, but I wasn't getting a smooth kind of even finish there. That's what this really does. It looks like you used a file, especially on these straight ones, where you can really easily keep the angle. I really like that. It's really nice and smooth. It looks good. That is a 60 grit flap disc on there, and then I'll link to everything in the description if you want to check it out. That is how I sharpen my mower blades 2019 edition. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. You know, it's been kind of a sensitive subject for me. I haven't brought it up yet, that I got beat up when I went out and visited Knorr in Utah, and it's been kind of tough for me ever since. It's been pretty tough. I've been pretty down in the dumps ever since I got back. You know, all I was really trying to do is just make sure he was following all of the PPE that he should be, and he doesn't do it. I don't know what to say. I mean, look at him up in this tree right here. No safety harness, nothing. I mean, he's been putting on these costumes now. Have you guys noticed that? He's been wearing all these costumes to try to hide the fact, I guess, that he's not using all of his safety equipment, and he just wants you to laugh in the videos and have fun, so whatever. And even though I might get beat up for what I'm wearing, happens to the best of us.
You can get beat up for wearing something like that.